Hello. Today is Monday, December 23rd, 2024. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky, USA. Today here in Lexington, as far as the weather is concerned, the high will be 51. Currently it is 38 and feels like 30. A few clouds. Highs in the low 50s and lows in the low 40s. And out of Colorado, nearly 200 people rescued at Colorado Ski Resort. Weather-related news. Temperatures noticeably higher than yesterday, up by 16 degrees. Today, the sunrise here on the East Coast was at 7:51 a.m. Sunset, 5:22 p.m. Wind, 9 miles per hour. And the AQI is good at 17. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. And if you're watching, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. The news today, Monday, December 23rd, 2024. First one. Kentucky dad with a small d, jailed for punching son in rage after losing video game, then propping up body. A killer dad has been jailed for punching his infant son to death after losing a video game, then propping up the dying child in a seated position. A judge sentenced Anthony Trice from Louisville, Kentucky to 20 years in a state correctional facility for the brutal murder of young son DeAnthony Trice in 2019. As the family grapples with this personal tragedy, child safety advocates unveiled a new educational video on Monday in a strange twist of fate. The initiative, launched by Prevent Child Abuse of Kentucky, aims to prevent incidents like DeAnthony's. Top stories. 1. Trump says U.S. should take ownership of Greenland and threatens to take over Panama Canal. The next one. NYPD arrests migrant who allegedly set woman on fire on subway train, watched her burn to death. In this one, apparently, the man just took his lighter, set the woman's clothes on fire because of the circumstances. By the time help had got to her, she was declared dead. But since this article is speaking on migrant, I'm going to take this opportunity to go back a little bit. When New York was on the hunt for the killer of United Healthcare CEO, it was covered by the New York Times. And this kind of brought to my attention that Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. And the New York Times covered what was going on with the United Healthcare CEO. But there was another incident in New York that involved a migrant that had been jumped on by 3 people and subsequently stabbed. And it was brought out by the person that was writing this article from the New York Post that the New York Times had not covered that. And it was like a disparity in importance of what goes on and what gets news and what does not get to be in the news. So that kind of reminded me of that. But anyway, this man was noticed by 3 high schoolers who called 911, passed on the information, and he was picked up. Well, he was already on a moving train and was picked up at the next station when the train was ordered to stop. So he is now in custody. There is no other information available as to whether or not he was connected to the woman or whatever the other circumstances may be at this time. Next one in top stories. Mary Orcus says irresponsible politics killed a terrific solution on the border. Number 4 of the top stories. Former Marines pilot who worked in China to be extradited to the U.S. says Australia government. Daniel Dugan, a naturalized Australian, faces charges including breaking U.S. arms control law by training Chinese pilots to land on aircraft carriers. Next one. Many Americans have come to rely on Chinese-made drones. Now lawmakers want to ban them. Next, Biden commutes sentences of 37 death row inmates, says we must stop using death penalty at federal level. President Joe, and this is just a couple of hours old, President Joe Biden commuted the sentences of nearly all prisoners on federal death row early on Monday in a move that prevents President-elect Donald Trump, who has promised to resume carrying out capital punishment at the federal level, from allowing their executions to go forward. Fetterman, those hoping Trump fails are rooting against the nation. Starbucks strike expands to 3 more cities ahead of Christmas. The New Right celebrates Trump at a conservative conference and sidesteps inconsistencies. And number 10 of the top stories, the billionaires Trump's picked for next administration. Elon Musk, Tillman Fertitta, and more. So I will just give you the list of names of the billionaires and their worth according to Forbes magazine. Okay? So first up, Elon Musk, $430.9 billion. Tillman Fertitta, $10.4 billion. Warren Stevens, $3.4 billion. Linda McMahon, that name may sound familiar to all you wrestling fans, $3 billion. Jared Isaacman, $1.8 billion. Howard Lutnick, $1.5 billion. Kelly Loeffler, $1.1 billion, and Vivek Ramaswamy, $1 billion. And I will take this opportunity, Vivek, if I'm gonna call you by your first name, for stopping by my Instagram page. I didn't get a chance to acknowledge that at the time that I saw it. And also Elon. We've had several conversations, so I will take this opportunity to acknowledge that, since you and Vivek will be working together. And Donald Trump at $6.1 billion. And that's referencing Donald Trump's Doge, D-O-G-E, which is kind of redundant to me, my opinion, since we already have OMB, the Office of Management and Budget, but it is a new administration. So here we are at the holidays. I will take this opportunity to let you know that I will be taking the winter break. Those of you that are familiar with the phrase, I will be taking the winter break. But it brings into conversation which is more appropriate, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Even Vice President Kamala Harris has been subjected to a difference in opinion. Several different cultures share this time of year to celebrate. The Jews have Hanukkah, the Christians have Christmas, and Black people in this country, America, have Kwanzaa, a non-religious celebration of our culture and heritage. So we could take a page and understand that we are all here together during this time. And not to use a sledgehammer to push in a thumbtack, but we do have the Hamas-Israeli war. And for all of you that are still trying to get those last minute presents and that shop till you drop is really hanging over your heads right now, you can draw a page from the Philippines on time management, since their Christmas season is 100 days long. So, I usually like to leave you with something good and pleasant. So today, that's going to be an article that's entitled Vanessa Bryant Amazingly Customizes Elf on a Shelf with Special Kobe Tribute. So I thought this was, good. It's upbeat. And it's a tribute to her. So I will share it with you. And this is dated from December 20th and comes from the Athlete Lifestyle. So I will begin. Vanessa Bryant amazingly customizes Elf on the Shelf with Special Kobe Tribute. The wife of the late Kobe Bryant brings his spirit to her Christmas decorations. Christmas time must be so hard for the Vanessa Bryant, the widow of Kobe Bryant, and her 3 daughters. She's at least bringing her late husband's spirit and humor into her decorations to help her through it. The 5-year death anniversary of Kobe and daughter Gianna Bryant is coming up in January, but Vanessa has embraced her life with daughters Natalia, 21, Bianca, 8, and Capri, 4, sharing many sweet family moments lately, like the girls' adorable Halloween costumes, their country-style Thanksgiving, and a baller Star Wars birthday for BB. Kobe's legacy lives on through his family and through brands like his Nike Kobe 9 Elite Pro Tro Christmas Edition shoes and his Nike Zoom Kobe 6 Pro Tro Grinch shoes, and cleats that Vanessa has gifted to players like Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson in an epic box. The 42-year-old Vanessa decorated for the holidays and showed off her Elf on the Shelf as she decked out with the Kobe Christmas shoes. I don't know how much of this you can see, but that's one picture from the article. And this is another one, kind of showing the shoes. They're like knitted material, crocheted. That's Mamba. It continues. That's definitely Mamba style. Here's the actual shoe. Again, I don't know how that's coming across to you, but there it is. Kobe will certainly get a kick out of those Elf on the Shelf. Maybe she can do another with the Grinch shoes too. Happy holidays to Vanessa and the Bryant family. That's it. Hashtag